Good day, ma'am. We are second-year students of Oral Communication in UST, currently taking up BS Occupational Therapy in College of Rehabilitation Science. We would like to interview you about the internship experience as an OT in UST.
So, may we ask a few questions, ma'am?
Okay, sure.
To start with, may we ask your full name po?
Okay, my full name is Riza Cuenco Drapeza, and OTRP license.
Could you tell us your current practice occupations?
Right now, I am an occupational therapist practicing in physical dysfunction, so I'm handling either neurological or musculoskeletal conditions.
What year did you take up BSOT?
I took BSOT in University of Santo Tomas. I started year 2005 and graduated 2010.
So that means you graduated on time, didn't you?
Yeah, fortunately, I graduate on time.
That's so inspiring.
Yeah.
Could you tell us some experiences as a student before internship?
Before internship, so there is this 4 years. For the first 2 years, so you have the general sciences. They are the basic knowledge you need them to know by heart and soul, like anatomy, height biology. You need to know that because there are some terms or some cellular level to organ level to system level that you have to know that would assist you knowing the conditions and handling the client in your internship years. During the third year and fourth year, which is the core subject for occupational therapy, so you would know the theoretical background, the skills that you need to equip you as a practicing OT or as a future professional occupational therapy. So the theories or the logical or the clinical reasoning why you perform certain evaluation and management to your client.
Were there any requirements needed for your internship?
Okay, for internship, the requirement for that would be the 4 years foundation of the OT subjects or OT courses. And then coming to internship, you have to do certain evaluation tests. Either it's physical or the clinical aspect and psychological. I think that was in some of the requirements from different centers. That's it. That are the requirements for internship.
Could you tell us how you prepared for it?
For the internship itself, 4 years ago, you are already preparing yourself towards the internship. So, passing those 4 years of before internship is already your foundations towards internship. Physically and emotionally, mentally, you have to prepare yourselves towards before I got into internship program itself, the proper internship program itself.
There were a lot of adjustments, weren't there?
There is a lot of adjustment that you have to do during internship because during the 4 years you're just focusing on books, theories, and you're just conceptualizing things by your mind. But during internship, you have to prepare yourself. How would you physically handling the client, and what is the connection of those theoretical background from the 4 years towards the experiences of handling the real client. So how would you connect the basic knowledge, the skill knowledge of OT itself, and towards integrating it as you handle a real client itself.
During your internship, did you have a rehab team to work with?
During my stay in University of Santo Tomas Hospital, the only rehab team that I encounter or collaborate with is just physical therapy and the rehab doctors. When I transfer here in Heart Center, I have already the rehab team of speech pathologists, rehab doctors, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and the cardiologists in some of the field related to heart or related to neuro. Part of rehab team, communication wise is very important. We're collaborating with this other professional, health professional is very important because a prerequisite of certain tasks of the clients or performance of the client would be related to the other professional. A referral from the rehab doctors, then saka lang sila would be transferred for us occupational therapists for, again, to evaluate and to do management. If we see that they are not beneficial to our practice, then we can recommend them to other health professionals.
With your rehab team, did you encounter problems with the interlapping of roles?
Overlapping role is between us, occupational therapy, and the speech pathologies, because they are handling also dysphagia management and the cognitive wise. The concern here is towards the rehabilitation medicine doctors. They are the one referring to us.
What were the practice settings you encountered?
During internship, there are three settings that occupational therapy practices. So there is psychosocial, pediatrics, and adult. And the other one pa pala na I forgot, it's a community-based rehabilitation. But I think it's more of the three settings.
Please share some experiences po with each practice setting that you encountered before.
With the physical dysfunctions, it's more of interactive. Pero this is the setting that I love most. So I see how my clients gain their optimum functions by facilitating by occupational therapies. And the fun thing in physical dysfunction is the client is communicating with you. It's more collaborative how you would design or program a certain management to your client. Not like with the pediatrics, you would just be keen observer to know what would be the best for the child. But the psychosocial, you are not sure if that would be the real thing that they are thinking.
So your preferred practice setting is physical
Yeah,
dysfunction.
physical dysfunctions.
Did you have a thesis advisor?
Our senior thesis advisor was Ivanil Gomez, which is currently at Hong Kong, finishing his PhD in Polytechnic University. And our junior advisor that time is Serena Ang. So if you were asking what was the thesis all about, it's about anthropometric baseline measurement of the kids of a grade school student.
So how was your relationship with him or her?
I think with the thesis, you need a constant communication with your thesis advisor, because they're the one who are knowledgeable of the thesis itself. They would give you the framework of the thesis. They would guide you towards meeting what is supposed to be the content of your thesis, the research methodology, the research design, and guiding you towards the results and discussion of your thesis.
Was the thesis difficult to accomplish?
Thesis, it requires not just time, but you need also physical effort. You have to meet up, and then you have to document those things to come up a final thesis paper.
Before you graduate, you need to pass your revalida, don't you?
You really have to pass the oral revalida and the written revalida. In our school only, in University of Santo Tomas, they are the only school that requiring you to pass the written revalida and the oral revalida for you to graduate.
What was your experience like?
You would be scheduled for that particular examinations. So you have a time to prepare for that oral revalida. So you have to read a lot of books, a lot of core of OTs, knowledge-wise, the basic sciences, anatomy, the neurological, the condition itself, the prognosis-wise, plus the OT proper itself, the evaluation and the management. You should know everything about that. And then come what during the oral revalida itself, so you have to wait outside, wait for the professor to call you. You have 3 panels there. You have the doctors, you have 2 experts there that would make you feel like you want to go out of the room, and you are in the hot seat to know everything, and you have to state everything that you know about certain condition or a specific case that they would be given you. You have to pick 3 cases, and then you have to pick only one. And they give you a case, then out of that case, you would provide everything about being an occupational therapy. And you would be questioned on certain things that you think they need to ponder on that certain items of your oral revalida.
Ma'am, are there any consequences if you can pass the revalida?
The consequence of not passing the oral revalida during our time, there would be a chances for you to retake again or reschedule another oral revalida. But currently, I heard that if you failed oral revalida, you would not move to the second semester of clinical internship. So you just stick with the first semester of your internship. During our time, we have levels of oral revalida. So we have triple, double, and single oral revalida. If your score in the written revalida is towards passing, then you have a single revalida. If you are far from the passing grade, you have double revalida. And if you're really, really far from the passing rate, you would take triple revalida.
Ma'am, are there any students who can be exempted from oral revalida?
If you excel the written exam, you are privileged not taking the oral revalida. But currently, with your batches, lower batches, you are required to do the oral revalida. Even you are in the high grades of written revalida.
Overall, what advice can you give to all aspiring future OT interns like us?
For inspiring interns and soon to be professionals also, don't take the 4-year courses as a burden. It is for you to acquire a lot of knowledge and skills. You have to read a lot, smart enough to know what should be kept, the skills that you have to equip yourself, and the hardship really make more easier to move as professional. It also a mark of challenge to you that you have to not just stop from learning from the 5-year courses. You need to do continuing educations because we are also towards advancing of the profession.
So, thank you for your time and cooperation, ma'am.
It was a pleasure meeting you, ma'am.
Have a great day.